One, two, three. Ding, ding, ding. And that's how our show used to start on WPMD. But now I'm here by my lonesome and doing the show. We, of course, always, by we, I mean this show is aired right before Raw, and it is right now 4:05, so it gives you a little bit of time to get a drink or whatnot, because we air at 7 o'clock. And if we ever had a special, then it would probably air longer, so that way we could let you know anything that was going to happen and what's going on. And before we get too far along, let's talk about our wrestler of the week. And I've been trying to kind of clean this up a bit, but hopefully it's pretty cool. So our wrestler of the week is Shawn Ricker. He was born November 1st, 1962, and is an American professional wrestler. He is signed to WWE, where he performs on the NXT brand under the ring name LA Knight, and is the current $1 million champion in his first reign. Ricker is also known for his time with Impact Wrestling from 2015 to 2019, where he wrestled under the name Eli Drake. He also had two tenures with the National Wrestling Alliance, first from 2010 to 2013, wrestling under his real name, and then from 2019 to 2021 as Eli Drake. Ricker began his wrestling career in 2003 on the independent circuit. He later joined the NWA-based promotion NWA Championship Wrestling from Hollywood in 2010. After leaving the NWA in 2013, he signed a developmental contract with WWE and performed on NXT under the ring name Slate Randall. He was released in 2014. Ricker then signed with the Total Nonstop Action Wrestling in 2015, which was renamed to Impact in 2017. During his time in TNA Impact, he won the GFW Global, Impact Global Championship, the TNA King of the Mountain Championship, the Impact World Tag Team Championship with Scott Steiner. Once each, he also won Impact's Feast or Fire briefcase twice. After leaving Impact in 2019, he re-signed with NWA, winning the NWA World Tag Team Championship with James Storm once. Ricker left the NWA in 2021 and re-signed with WWE and was again assigned to NXT, which has since become one of WWE's main brands, this time under the ring name of LA Knight. Outside of wrestling, Ricker appeared as a cast member on the TNT reality series The Hero, hosted by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He also appeared in an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine in 2015. And that is basically, at the nutshell, pretty much covered it this time. It's not like he has a huge career, but thought that we would just talk about him and thought it would be kind of an interesting diversion, and that is Eli Drake, our wrestler of the week. Now, we're going to go over In Your House, mainly because it's fresh in my mind as I just saw it this Sunday. A lot of people said it wasn't as good of a takeover, and not being a takeover aficionado as much as I would like to be, I would say it was actually a pretty good show. I think that there have been some better takeovers that I've seen. I want to say maybe Phoenix and probably some of the ones I've seen. But I will say that the main event was a pretty special sounding main event. Anyway, let's go over kind of the highlights. So the first match we had was I'm trying to think of the names. I hate when I do that, and I should probably write those down sometime. But it's very fresh in the mind, and I'm like, okay, I know that name. That'll be fine. I'll remember that. But yeah, I'm at a total loss right now of everybody's name in the match. So we'll just go back to that match. I'll get some information on that, and we will talk about that later in the program. So first, or one of the first matches that I saw was, of course, LA Knight versus Grimes. And I can't think of Grimes's first name, which is kind of embarrassing. And Leanne Grimes has got to be wrong, so I don't know. But it's I cannot think of names right now. It's weird. I hate that. It's a fun time sometimes. Trying to write these things down and to get a good call on them, and sometimes I just don't get the okay, so I'll just get that information. We'll be reading the results. I just need it for the names, really. Okay. So let's get a little breakdown here. All right. So, blocking up really badly right now. I'm just trying to get the information here. Come on. Some names. Wow. I really hate it. This is, which one's this? Bleacher Report? I may never use Bleacher Report again. Because it just made it impossible to read. It was really a pain. We'll go with Forbes, because I just need names. All right. Good thing this isn't live or anything. Which it totally is, by the way. All right. Oh, Mike. What? Cameron Grimes. That's it. Okay. Wow. This is just, I don't know why my computer is so weird today. It's putting me off. I'm just trying to find some things here. So I don't know. Sure, we'll just go with this. This got to be easy, and hopefully we'll just have the names. They should have their names over and over again. All right. So why? Yeah, there's like ads all over. Slowing down my computer, which is irritating. All right, here we go, and we actually have these. All right, so first we had a special match, which winners take all NXT North American and NXT Tag Team Championship 6-man tag match. which was Bronson Reed and MSK versus Legado del Fantasma, which I guess that's a full team. Okay, that's cool. I thought that there was a specific name of the gentleman, but I don't have it in front of me. So I guess they're really not trying to focus on that. It's just that team as a stable. But it was a fun match. There was one scene that I thought was really crazy where the head of Legado del Fantasma was out and looked like they were about to use one of the belts against Bronson Reed. And as they were walking there, Bronson Reed came out of nowhere and just knocked the ever living right out of him and right into a fence. That was really a great move. And there was just a lot of really good, fun parts of this match. And the winner was Bronson Reed and MSK. So they look like they're all holding on to their championships. Then we had Xia Li defeating Mercedes Martinez, and I honestly didn't really. I don't know much about Xia Li, and I know Mercedes Martinez has been really a big force and has been really knocking people down as of late. So that was kind of. And it was a rematch from the Mae Young Classic, which I didn't really know. I'll be honest, this match didn't really interest me that much. Then I was watching, and then I saw the $1 Million Championship ladder match. That had a lot of near falls, but I felt like really consecutively, it was very telegraphed as LA Knight was constantly beating Cameron Grimes. And I at no point had a feeling that Cameron Grimes was going to win. Usually you have a heel, and it was kind of hard to tell. Like, I can't tell if Cameron Grimes is a face. I guess he's supposed to be because he's got the whole the moon gimmick, but it was hard to say. And I thought that really it was it just wasn't a surprise. There was a point where Grimes was climbing the gold ladder that he had set aside, and that's when LA Knight kicked it over and sent him into a ladder contraption that he built on the other side of the ring, and that was it for Cameron Grimes. And then LA Knight just went up and got the briefcase. So it wasn't really a surprise. Excuse me. Then we have the Fatal 5-Way, and I thought there were a lot of great spots in this, and I loved watching Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, Pete Dunne, and Johnny Gargano. But I don't know about Karrion Kross. A lot of times it felt like he just disappeared, which was really weird, where he was clearly just not fighting any of those people. I liked watching a lot of the mixes with Johnny Gargano versus Pete Dunne, Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole. I thought it was pretty cool when Adam Cole got trapped and all three of them just started working over Adam Cole. That was a pretty good little bit. And the way that Karrion Kross won was kind of strange, where basically Kyle O'Reilly was trying to choke out Johnny, I think it was Johnny Gargano. I may be wrong. And then Karrion Kross just choked the ever living out of Kyle O'Reilly. And so then it was Karrion Kross to retain, but it was very strange. I don't know. It's like I feel all day you've got some of the best workers in the industry, or excuse me, the best wrestlers in the industry, and then you had Kross, which I didn't feel was even remotely there yet. So yeah, that was my thoughts on that. And that was the NXT Takeover In Your House results. I thought that the In Your House thing was kind of a little bit. It's cool, but at the same time, I don't really know where it's going. I mean, it's nice because it's kind of a SummerSlammy type thing. Like I remember it always being in the summer, so it kind of makes sense. So it was kind of cool. As far as the next thing, then we had Moose versus Omega on, and I didn't get the name of the pay per view, or I did, but of course I totally forget it. It's like I really do remember these things, and then right at showtime, I turn on the camera and I totally forget because why wouldn't I, right? And that was. I want to say Against All Odds. Yeah. Yeah, that was Against All Odds, and that was June 12th. So that was also yesterday. There are a lot of Impact Wrestling, and I got to give respect to Simon because he's the one that said that first. So basically, I wanted to talk about all of Against All Odds. I just want to talk about the fight between Omega and Moose because I think that's the one that's going to really resonate with everybody. Omega versus Moose was really interesting. Moose actually tried to do some high flying, but he should really stay on the ground. Omega did something where basically he gave feeling like he couldn't do it one way winged angel on Moose because of Moose's size. Then the Young Bucks came, interfered, and Moose ended up losing to Omega with, I think, 2 one-winged angels. And but it wasn't like a clean victory, so is what it is. Omega retained his championship. And so now to discuss calling in Dynamite Fridays. Dynamite has been really, I don't know, called in. Like most of the time, they have some really good stellar matches, and they haven't been, and most of the main events haven't been very good. Like I'm gonna do a little bit. Wanted to do some research to see what they were doing for Friday. Actually, let me see what they're doing for Friday this week because I think that would actually be more interesting. But I will say that this Friday, they actually had 2 appearances, not actually wrestling, and then one. This person will be in a match, but they're not we're not talking about the other person. And I think it was Lance Archer, I believe, was just doing an appearance against someone. So in other words, a jobber, basically. So it was a squash match. Let me see here what we've got. So AEW Dynamite for this week. See what their card is. They may have not announced yet. I don't know. Saturday Night Dynamite, which is that's June 26th. And they announced Road Rager on the 7th. But I kind of want to know, what are they doing this week? And I guess they're not letting us know. Well, that's a pretty telling thing right there all by itself, but I know that in my discussion group, AEW Dynamite, they put them up all the time. So let me see what we got for. I'm guessing it's a Friday one again. And it's so late is the thing. So I mean, it really puts people out already because it is at 10 o'clock at night. So you kind of have to have some really good, fired up something if you're going to be doing something that late at night. And I have some of my roommates out in the pool, and so if you hear that, I'm gonna apologize ahead of time. Friday. Also, be careful out there because there might be a lot of heels that are walking around that might not be vaccinated and won't have masks and stuff. So be careful out there with that. All right. All right. Let's see what their tickets are. Yeah, we still don't have what they're doing today. That okay. But yeah, so it was still pretty called in, and I don't know what they've got. I guess I'll check to see if the group has it. It might have it on Monday, but I don't think it will. We'll check Facebook then. All right. And I'm just looking here, see if they've got it advertised. I don't know if they do. And um, I'm going to try and talk. I don't want, listen to just. Oh, here we go. All right. So, this is Elevation. Because Elevation's about to take place. I guess. I don't know. So I don't think I have matches. It doesn't look like. Yeah. Maybe we'll see Matt versus Matt Hardy versus Christian. I don't know. But other than that, we don't really have anything as of today. So I guess we will go and we will talk about the big stinker that has been Raw lately. It has been bad. Let's be honest. At least it wasn't a lot of repeats, but it was still not very good matches. And the last part of the show last week was horrible. It was, someone who could have been a contender, and they could have pushed like Ronda Rousey, looking around for a doll in the dark. It was not good. No bueno. Unacceptable. Yes. So let's try and book it. So maybe it's going to be good. Let's put. How about as a main event? I'm trying to think of something really good that we haven't seen. I don't know. I think that they're going to call it in until there's people, and I don't know. It might be too little, too late by then. So I don't know. All right, here's a possible maybe a nice match of the night would be let's see, RK Bro versus the Viking Raiders. I think that would be a really good match. I'd like to see that. Or Viking Raiders versus New Day would be a pretty good match. Maybe push. Maybe let's see what Riker can do against McIntyre. I don't know. I just want to see something, and I want it to make sense. I know that's a big request, and it's 3 hours, and it just really drags. So if it didn't drag, that would be awesome. I'm trying to think what would make those matches good and not horrible. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I really don't. Maybe setting a contenders match for the women's division for after Hell in a Cell. That would be interesting. If they did something interesting with Nikki Cross, or if they did something good with Nikki Cross. Oh, that's right. Evolution is coming. So I'm guessing she's either going to get a squash match or there'll be a lot of talking, probably on Miz TV or something like that. I don't know. Seeing Johnny Drip against Sheamus, that might be a pretty good match. Bobby Lashley in action against just a big beefy boy would be good. Love to see John. Maybe, you know, what would be cool is to see Almost against maybe Kofi Kingston. Or if they were to have some of the guys that have been effectively turned into jobbers actually wrestling. I wouldn't mind seeing maybe bring R-Truth back. Bring in any of the wrestlers that you have under contract, but that have just been doing nothing. A Return of the Fiend tonight would be nice. I don't know. But I'm going to give you a turn of the punch bowl right now. Let's say we're probably going to get Jackson Riker versus Elias. In a street fight. Because why not? All right, well, that's Raw. And also, hey, if you want to have your body not look like mine, not be all flabby, then you can go on to Rep Sports and just put in the code Wildfire FP and pick up some supplements and help your body and help us out. All right, thanks for listening to the 1, 2, 3, and we're working on having a better program for you. Sorry if it wasn't as good as you might have liked. I understand. Have a great day, everybody.